Welcome, welcome, welcome to the home of Black Titanic. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I see so far it's 38 according to what I see is 38 of you guys in here. I'd just like to welcome you guys. I've been down and under the weather, you guys. Yes. Let me just say hi to you guys. Hey. Hello, Greta Lee. Great afternoon. Hey, Sun Kiss. Hey, babe. Hey, Sun Kiss. LaDon. Hello, LaDon. Greta Lee. Hi, Greta Lee. Greta Lee speaking to Janetta Boyd. Sun Kiss again. Speaking to ATBT and Chat. Alrighty, you guys. Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl. Joyce Meyer. LaDon, let's see what Cheryl is saying. You guys are out here speaking to each other. I love how you guys just connect and communicate with each other while y'all in the chat. You guys, there's so much going on. It's always something going on behind the scene with love and marriage must be, you guys. Hey, May. Yeah. It's always something, and seems like we've been bambushed, right? What we supposed to be seeing is Black excellence. Only person I'm talking about with the core six. I ain't talking about the Fletchers now because they just came, but the core six. The only person that's sticking to Black excellence is Melody. I just saw when Melody went up there at Alabama A&M and gave back to her alma mater at Alabama A&M. And then this, oh Lord, I can't get it out my mouth. The Scotch in this Black Expo. I don't look high and low. I have never been to a Black Expo where you got to pay an interest fee. Even when Beyonce get one, even if the top celebrity, the top business people give it, they do not charge you to get in an expo. I never heard of nobody black y'all. When I read that, whatever they say, it's a what is it, y'all? A $50 entrance fee. Then I think you got a $15 application fee just to fill a piece of paper out. $15. Then everything run from $50 to $200. Used to vendor's fee. Now look, I understand the vendor fee. Cause usually when you go to a business expo, that's what it's all about. You paying for your spot. You mean to tell me I got to pay you to come inside this building, then got to pay you again to set up my to fill the application out, then pay you again for my for stuff that I got to present. But you guys, y'all know me. Y'all know me. Atlanta is too big for me to just jump up and run down there and check that location that we had to dig for. You had to dig high and mighty to find a location for these people. That's why the thumbnail said, I'm not accusing them of being no scammer. It say is. I'm asking a question. Is or are they scammers or copycat? Now we don't know. So when you look at that flyer, let me put this flyer up, y'all, so we can talk about this flyer, y'all. This is just ridiculous, y'all. Oh yeah. Anyway, it's Black History Month. It's Black History Month for us every day, cause we black people. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. Happy Black History Month. Well, let me find this banner and put it up so we can talk about this banner. Oh Lord Jesus, these Scots, and they just won't stop. They won't stop, and people, these people, I've never seen I swear, oh God, y'all, I've not seen people like this in my whole life. That would create illegal stuff right in your face. You already in court now. You want me to think that you are a business expert when you got over $1 million hanging over your head up there with Zen Garden? And don't forget the other people, how we just been on the phone with his other customers, aka that barber man, aka Miss Joyce. So we see how he handled business. And then they such a great business people to now we see a whole thing circulating around here now. Well, what is this, y'all? $1 million loan or something? I didn't even pull it up. I get tired of pulling it up. I let y'all young folks do it now. Yeah. And now they talking about they gonna get expert advice. Expert advice. And then let me start with Tisha, y'all. 101. 101. Let's start with the dress. This is not a professional setting. I just want to say this to you, Tisha, on a serious note. On a serious note, if you're going to be a boss lady, Tisha, if you're going to be in a professional environment, you can't dress like that. Unless you're going over to the other profession. You know, y'all know what profession I'm talking about that dress like that, right? If that's what y'all doing, that's okay. But if you're saying that you're in a professional business setting, this is not that what you have your titties hanging out and you and all of your, y'all know that's just not appropriate, right? That's not appropriate attire for a business. Nothing to do with business, Tisha. Let's just get that straight. You should know that you're supposed to be a PhD, a master's degree, or something. You got like 100 degrees and you don't know? And look at my soul, look like he just took his clothes. They was on the floor. He just took them off the floor and threw them on. You guys, this don't look like no business people. Y'all don't look like no business people now. But anyway, you're not. But that's what we're talking about today. Are they scammers, you guys? I'm gonna get right on to it so I can bring y'all up to talk with me because my throat is raw. And before we get there, let's just go over to Blaque Expo, to that commentary. Let's just go over to these two people. These two people right here. Now, y'all have been so disrespectful to me over this post. Over a post, y'all won't believe what people. A lot of that stuff I delete because it's just so nasty. Everybody could have their own opinion about this young girl named Lexus. You can have a different opinion, but you don't have to come onto my platform and dog me out because you disagree with what I'm saying. And some of y'all didn't even look at the video and just assume. One person assumed that I was against Alexa and had the nerve to tell me, "What kind of woman are you? You got 3 children." She couldn't have looked at the video because my video was saying that I felt like Alexis was still that little hurt child waiting for her daddy to come, that he never did come, over and over and over. That's what I said about Alexis. But no, you didn't read that. You just want to come under my post just to get nasty. These people been nasty. And then so, oh God, y'all. But anyway, y'all, I did see Miss Nell. She came back and she didn't say anything. She just said that the young lady was a liar. Let's be nice to each other, y'all. We can disagree with each other without coming under people comment, without under people video, just being just nasty and rude because you disagree with what I say. I'm looking at it from an elder point of view, looking at this young girl in her 30s, that this is how I feel. I feel like, I feel like Chris could have tried more. The girl obviously got some problems, some mental health problem going on. The girl got mental health problem going on, and y'all just gonna push it on over there. I sure hope she ain't reading none of these things. She just told y'all she just got out of the hospital from trying to unalive herself, and I can't believe the stuff that y'all will say about this girl. Just push her on over the edge again. And then some of y'all under there telling me something. Well, how would she know? That's the problem with the whole black race. How would she know about what happened back then and there with her mama and Chris? And that's y'all problem. That's the whole problem of the whole black race. You guys don't bother to know your history. That's that girl history. That's that girl history. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I wish my mama dead and gone. My grandparents dead and gone. There's so many things I wish I would have just asked them that I did not know. Why criticize this girl even if she asks her mama, what happened between you and daddy? Why you and daddy are not together anymore? Why daddy is not in this house anymore? It's called history, right? That's what it called, good or bad. That's what it's called, history. And a lot of us don't like to go back in the past, talk about our history, read about our history, know what happened in our history. Well, anyway, I'm through with that. But only thing I'm saying about Lexus is, I felt like she shouldn't have been disrespectful. I do feel like that. But she had a right. She have a right. If she's in pain, and if she's in pain, she has a right to verbalize that pain. But anyhow, you guys gonna differ with me, but I'm not on nobody's side. I still love both of them. Mr. Fletcher, in my eyes, I love Mr. and Mrs. Fletcher. But that girl is hurting. And I would have liked to see Chris. I would like to see Chris do this girl the same way he did his son. That boy was hurting. That boy was depressed. Chris was just so hurt. Chris almost had tears in his eyes. The thought that his baby son felt like that. Lexa said, when I tried to unalive myself, I didn't get a text, a phone call, or nothing. Sure, that hurts that child or that woman. That's still a child. That's still a child. That man's daughter. Yeah. So I just hope this family be able to I want this family to be able to make it and mend their problem. Now y'all said y'all want the real deal, no more fake stuff. Soon as the real deal come out, everybody clowning. You clowning at Lexus for trying to be real to tell how she feels. You clowning at Lexus mama for stepping up a little bit, saying what happened. So what do you want? Do you want them to fake it or you want them to be real? You can't have it both ways. That's all I got to say about the Fletcher. Let me see what y'all saying over here. I know everybody got different opinions about this, but the bottom line, this is a real family, you guys. And the bottom line is that's Chris' son. That's not that girl has no blood relationship with this with Nell. Regardless of how y'all feel, she has no blood relationship with Nell. Her feelings is towards her father. He's the one got to mend this. He needs to go to one-on-one with this young lady and then bring his wife in, so everybody could mend and be on one page. I didn't expect for Nell to get up and she's a liar. Oh, she's a liar. Now that part right there shocked me about Nell. I thought she was going to handle it more mature than that. Because that's not going to help. As being the old elder the matriarch, that's not going to help the situation. It's not. I got a daughter that's in the same situation. She has to go. She's 38 years, 36, I think. I don't know how old my daughter, y'all. She's between 36 and 38. Lord have mercy, I'm getting old. Can't even remember my daughter age. She was in the same situation. I did not even ask my daughter how she felt when she come back from her dad's house with his new family until this episode came out. We christened his family. Anyway, you guys, I just my heart just hurt, and then my heart hurt over the way we treat each other, y'all. I don't like it. I don't like how we treat each other on this internet. It assaults my spirit to see how we're attacking each other over a darn reality show. Striking your channel. I got a copyright. They didn't take it down, though. And I'm like, what I got a copyright for? They didn't do nothing, no, but they tried to get me a copyright over that girl's interview. I don't know who did it, but it's still up there. YouTube didn't do nothing to me. They just, told me, just wrote and said somebody gave me a copyright, and then told me I could keep it up later on. Because I didn't violate nothing. Okay, son, let me see what you said. Wow. Okay, let's talk. I'm gonna talk to y'all. Wow, that's what made me walk away when I got absolutely no support when I had suicide ideal. This shit sad. It's sad. I almost didn't want to come live because I don't know I was gonna be attacked underneath there or not. I don't know if I'm gonna be attacked under here or not. I don't mind y'all being everybody with their different opinions. But you don't have to be nasty about it. Even the young lady, the girl is having mental problems. Don't y'all understand that? Okay. Sorry about that. Son Kiss. Sorry about that. I ain't with you, BT. They are losing their minds. I don't get it. I just don't get. I don't get it. I do not understand my people. We always have so much smoke and heat for each other. Somebody said that Chris needs to grow a backbone and man up. He in the man up with his daughter. That's still his daughter, and and I'm sure she said the door was closed. That door ain't closed. That girl, if Chris went over there right now, she want him to have a one-on-one time with her by herself. She said it. That they can do things so she can talk to her dad by herself without other people influencing things that she say and looking at it as being so negative. Alrighty. Let's see what this say. The flyers don't even state who the vendors are. They don't have a venue. Like Melody said, their expo are unorganized. Okay, y'all, let me put that on up because y'all know me. I'm going to do my investigative report. I called them. I'm going to play it so y'all can hear what the clerk said. You got to dig deep. They had two places. They had the Hyatt. They had the Hyatt in Buckhead. I called them, and then the place wasn't there. They said the address at the Hyatt in Buckhead is what they list. Y'all, it's on there, but you gotta dig deep, or they just added it some. I called down there. I'm gonna let y'all hear what the clerk said. I called both places. Let me go ahead on and put it up for y'all so y'all can hear what the clerk said. Mm. Oh, Another thing, even if they will have that event in that area, the area looks nice, but it's a high crime area for stealing cars, y'all. Yeah, the area look nice, but I want everybody to come out that event. They probably gonna have to be walking home or catching an Uber somewhere, cause that's what they do out there in that area. And they know people be in the event, have different event, and that's what it's known for, right? That area where he's booking those things at, booking his site at. Okay, here they go, you guys. I call two places, and you guys can hear what they're saying. This is like
yeah, all
Titanic.
things
Hit that
allegedly.
like button, share and
Allegedly.
subscribe.
Just my opinion, just your opinion for
Well, you
entertainment.
guys just checking in. I decided I'll use counselor today. The counselor's got to come out and work.
Sorry, y'all.
Counselor
Let me get this off.
Melody Sherry.
Ooh,
Well, her advice to
Lord.
the Scots was that you guys need to be more organized, right? But guess what happened because they wouldn't take their advice now? They got a flyer going around again with another Black Business Expo. But if you look at it, it got apply now. They want you to apply now, but they don't give you a who, what, when, where, and how. They don't even give you a location. Well, they sort of gave you a location. They just gave you a great, great, great big old city. It says Atlanta. All right. Any day now, StreamYard. Oh God, I'm gonna change Georgia to be announced. Uh, any day now, StreamYard, and it's just weeks away, you guys. So you guys should have took the counselor advice and be more organized. So let's go see now. You know me, Oklahoma. I always got my boots on the ground, but Lord how much if I don't have a secure location to go to, I can't walk around in circles. But I had to make live phone calls because Atlanta is a great, big, huge city. Yes, apply now. Apply now, boy. Make your blood pressure rise because you're not getting your refund back. No refunds on the ticket. This is about the Black Expo.
Yeah, that's a scam right there.
So, you guys, I decided I'm feeling under the weather. I'm feeling sick. I started to go down to the Hyatt Central, Buckhead, Atlanta. That is where they're saying that the Business Expo by Blaque is being held. I'm going to call down there and see. So you guys stay tuned with me. Okay, let me call Hyatt Central. Buckhead, Atlanta, Expo, Black Business Expo, February 23rd and 24th. Now, look, they got two locations now. They got a location right there in Buckhead, and then they got one right there in Atlanta, Georgia. And so why would you have two locations? But I do would like to give them a phone call and let's just see. Let's just see. Hope that what the Scots are up to, they may be having one. but let's call and see.
Thank you for calling Hyatt Centric Buckhead, Atlanta. To more effectively route your call, please select from the following 6 options. Or if you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. For guest room reservations, press 1. For sales, press 2. For billing questions or to retrieve a copy of your folio, press 3. For 3 Arches, press 4. For Spaceman, press 5. To reach the hotel operator, press 0. Please stay on the line while your call is transferred to the operator. Thank you for calling Hyatt Centric Buckhead. How can I help you?
Yes, I'm trying to inquire about an event that's supposed to be on the 23rd and the 24th. It's called the Blaque Business Expo. Can you confirm this, that you guys are having that there before I travel all the way to Atlanta?
Give me 1 second. Let me transfer you to our sales department.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for calling Hyatt Centric Buckhead Sales. This is Nina. How can I assist?
Yes, it's a flyer going around that you guys are having a Blaque Business Expo on the 23rd and the 24th. I'm trying to confirm that, before I travel. So that's what I see on the flyer.
Yes, I would contact the organizer of that because they did come see the property, but they thought that the space was not enough for what they were trying to do, so they went over to Grand Hyatt.
To Grand Hyatt? Okay,
yes.
So
I would just contact the organizer so that they can update that because they're at a different Hyatt property.
Okay, what can you spell that for me? You said Grand Hyatt? Spell that for me.
Grand, Grand, as in David.
Mm-hmm.
And Hyatt, Hyatt.
Okay.
T as in Tom.
All right, thank you very much. Mm-hmm.
You're welcome. Bye.
Mm-hmm. These Scots. These people something else, y'all.
Ebony, how may I help you?
Yeah, Ebony, there's a flyer going around that you guys, a Blaque Business Expo is going to be there on the 23rd and 24th. I'm just trying to confirm it because I have to travel from out of town. I'm just trying to confirm it. Do you guys have an event there?
I can check for you. Give me 1 moment, okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. 1 moment. I'm going to place you on a brief hold.
All right, thank you. Okay, right here, you guys. I don't know how to. Now that first one is triple times bigger than any place we ever been in Huntsville. So I don't know how that's too small for them, y'all. So you guys, the 23rd and the 24th is just around the corner. So, yeah, that's just around the corner. If you got to travel from out of town, you should already know where you're going. Atlanta is a big city. It's not like Huntsville. Huntsville is small and easy to get around with, but Atlanta is huge. And then you almost got to have any reservation got to be booked very, very early, especially at these type of places. But also on that same date, you having the Bronner's Brother hair show. That's the biggest event ever. Now, I don't know if the Scots did research, but that's where everybody gonna be at the Bronner Brothers show. Yeah. Yeah, but according to the other hotel, that hotel was just too small. They must know something I don't know because it's triple time bigger than anything in Huntsville. Yeah.
I thought y'all like
I hate to be playing this music for y'all in y'all ear, but I'm just waiting back for the answer, you guys. I don't know if you guys. I thought I had erased that part, that music part, y'all, but I guess I didn't. Oh, what happened? Anyway, I just talked to y'all till it pop back on, but I'm waiting. I don't know what them Scots, they still ain't put a permanent place on there. I don't know why it's that what's going on. I hate StreamYard. Y'all ever seen the Bronner Brothers shows, but they been feature all on a lot of TV shows. Yeah, I seen one with Queen Latifah. They did Bronner's brother on one of their.
I'm so sorry about the whole.
Oh shit! Don't cut on now. Come on, crazy ass. Oops, sorry y'all. Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am. It is going on the 23rd and the 24th. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You had that time to start?
I don't know the time it started. I can also go check for that for you. I did not get that information. I'm so sorry.
That's okay, baby. I'll just check that flyer. It should be on the flyer. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for confirming that.
My pleasure. Yes, ma'am. You have a good day, okay?
All right. So yeah, she said it's going to be at this one. So far, that's what she said. This is going to be at. This is called the Grand, and this one is located off of Peachtree. So I don't understand why don't they have the addresses up there for the people? Yeah, cause that parking is ridiculous. The area is ridiculous for traffic. If you have to travel from out of town, you guys should have listened to Melody. I mean, Melody told y'all how unorganized y'all are. Number one, you should have checked to see who was going to be your competition. That would have been, you cannot compete against the Bronner's brother. Oh, no. Y'all know the Bronner brothers, they got the biggest hair shows. They be on everybody's TV. They're international. That's who they're going to be in competition with. But the young lady confirmed it. She say it's going to be at the Grand Hyatt. Yeah, I think this one is located off of Peachtree, but it's still in Buckhead. And be careful because that area is known for. If you go there, that area right there is known for getting your cars, y'all. Be careful. Is anybody there? Blaque Expo. It says that you were having your expo today. Anybody there? Why can't I get in? hey, I'm trying to get into the Blaque Expo. Oh my God, it says I should have read between the lines. It say no refund on my ticket. Oh my God, and it also didn't have a permanent place, but pardon me, let me in. No refund. I want my refund back on my ticket. No, I just thought you guys was gonna do better business deal than that, so I decided to come on down. Black Lounge, Tisha, hey, Latifa, open the door. Well, it's my fault, you guys. Black Lounge, it said they didn't give me no permanent location. I went to the first place. The first place said that it was too small. Now I'm here at the second place. No. Yeah, well, I guess I'm the fool for paying for a ticket that say no refund. I'm the fool for traveling all this way, booking rooms, getting Ubers, and didn't ever have a permanent place to come. Oh Lord, I want my refund back, but the ticket say no refund, and it didn't give a permanent place, so it's all on me. And by the way, you guys, Amazon, they don't say that Amazon sponsored this event, so quit putting it out there. They said presented, not sponsored, but presented by Amazon. And I've been looking and I can't even find that neither. Anybody else can dig a little deeper than me to find where Amazon sponsoring Blaque? Let me know. But right now, you gotta pay attention to the wordplay. The wordplay say presented, not sponsored. Oh, you gonna really do me like that, Tisha? And my soul, you mean to tell me ain't nobody here but me? I can't even get my refund back on my ticket. So the starts are having a Black Business Expo. It say presented by Amazon. Again, it's not sponsored by Amazon. Let's just get that straight. It has no other details on there but the date. But I had to go dig and find out my own information. That day, one place they went to in Buckhead, they said the place too small. So they went to this other place, one of their sister companies. The Grand Hyatt. It's a bigger space. That's where they, according to them, that's where they supposed to be at. They supposed to be there. But right now, they're still looking, y'all. The girls say yes. This is where they might be. According to the other girls, they are still looking. That's why they don't have no definitely date. Black Business Expo 2024, Atlanta, Georgia. This is a must-attend event for entrepreneurs, small business owner, anyone interested in networking and exploring new opportunities. Immerse yourself in a vibrant atmosphere filled with innovative ideas, inspiring speakers, and valuable connections. Stay tuned to our special lineup of guests and top speakers. Who are they? I'm not paying all this money and don't know who I'm coming to see. Tickets available. They gave you tickets available. Also on the tickets it say no refund. I think they got a $200 charge. You got to pay a $50 interest fee plus whatever fee they're charging additionally, plus a registration fee. Interest fee, registration fee, and whatever else they're charging you guys. But they're still not clear on where they're going to be. You heard what the girls say. They just up in the air as to where they're supposed to be. The first place I called, they said it might be too small. She sent them over to the Grand, the bigger place. So that she say yes. But if you look at these flyers, they must not have really decided that they're going to take it because they still not have no printout as to where that this place is going to be at the Grand Hyatt. Why isn't it announced? Why isn't it on flyer? Because the 23rd or 24th is just weeks away. You guys should have took Melody advice. On a serious note, Tisha, this is not the correct attire to have in a professional setting. The young lady to the right is what this example of what she looks sexy, and she's also in a professional attire. He's standing up there look like he got on this wrinkled suit, like he just got to come pick up this suit off the floor and throw it on, throw out of the dirty clothes and throw it on. You sitting up there as if you're a garden tool, or you getting ready to walk the street somewhere, what you call a harlot, some harlot or something. I want to say a madam, but you don't have the brain power to be a madam. But anyway, uh, one business 101, always dress professional. You would not, if you were looking for a job, you would not get it. They will send you back out the door dressed like that. You cannot go and represent a company looking like that unless you trying to attract a certain audience. You know, the the street walking kind of audience, the garden tool kind of audience. They have all those kind of parties all the time. So I don't know if that's what you're trying to attract, Tisha, but take my advice. Next time you call yourself having a professional event, please dress professional. And you don't know how to do it, ask Melody. You never see Melody half naked when it comes to her business now. When she out there doing her thing, she doing her thing. But when it comes to her business, Melody will be dressed very, very professional, right? And you can look sexy dressing very professional without being half naked. That's business 101. You sit up there looking like a harlot. You're sitting up there looking like a garden tool. He's standing up there with that wrinkle suit on, like if he just pulled it up off the floor. Don't even look like he done washed his face. Girl, bye. Business 101. Always wear professional, dress professional for the occasion. And that dress too small for you. Happy birthday, Rosa Park. Oh, hey y'all, this thing freezing. I'll put the link out after this go off, cause it's freezing. When people come up, it's gonna this make it freeze. Time, February the 4th, 1913. Born on this day was Rosa Louise McCullough Parks, was a civil rights activist. When the United States Congress called the first lady of civil rights and the mother of the freedom movement, her. Oh, this damn thing. Shit. Sorry, y'all. It just, I've been cussing all the way through here. Whew. Her birthday, February the 4th, and this day, she was arrested. Oh, December the 1st. Take some of this stuff off, maybe a play became Rosa Park Day, commemorated in California. Quit clicking. And Missouri, and Ohio, and Oregon. It's sad what happened to Rosa Park. Her house in Detroit was sold, y'all, and black people didn't even try to. They sold her house and shipped it to Germany somewhere, you guys. Yeah, Rosa Park. Happy belated birthday. Rest in peace. This is a Black History Spotlight. Safe bus system. Black
It started as a way to get to work.
Her name is Bradbury, you guys.
In Winston-Salem, North Carolina, from 1926 until 1972. At the time the Safe Bus Company was formed, public transportation did not operate in neighborhoods where mostly black people lived. As a result, several different jitneys provided the only transportation for African American workers to get to their jobs in the city's tobacco factories. A jitney bus is simply an automobile that carries passengers for 5-cent fares. Only 22 jitneys in the city were available as transportation for the city's black population. On April 24, 1926, Mr. Clarence T. Woodland organized a meeting of all the jitney owners and suggested that they organize to form a single company. Out of the jitney owners operating in the Winston-Salem area at the time, 21 men showed up for the first meeting. After that initial meeting, 13 operators pledged their life savings, purchasing shares of stock for $100,000, forming the Safe Bus Company Incorporated on May 26, 1926. Safe Bus Company eventually employed more than 80 drivers and carried 8,000 passengers a day, earning the distinction of being the largest African American owned and operated transportation business in the world. By 1968, Safe Bus Company was the sole public transportation provider for Winston-Salem's African American residents. In 1972, the Winston-Salem Transit Authority purchased the assets of the Safe Bus Company. Many people say that segregation gave birth to Safe Bus and integration ended it.
And there you have
Until
it.
next time,
That
please
is
like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Press the bell to be notified of future uploads.
and there
Thank you
you.
for watching.
Her name is Blackberry, y'all. Y'all check her out.
General Buster Rhymes of the conglomerate movement.
Hey, the dirty little secret that America never tell you. This source is taken from Dr. Claude Anderson and Brent Anderson, called The Dirty Little Secret. And that dirty little secret is the first black automobile makers. Y'all know about Henry Ford, but you don't know about Mr. Patterson. Mr. Charles Patterson in 1873. He made this dream machine or automobile. It was built by a black American, a famous slave. His name was C.R. Patterson and Son. Yes, right. He bought his kids in also. C.R. Patterson and Son Carriage Company of Greenville, Ohio, became the nation's and the world's first black-owned automobile manufacturing company. Now get this. He was out since 1833. Mr. Ford came in the early 1900s, Henry Ford, y'all. But let me keep reading y'all. That's a shocker. Y'all know about Henry Ford, but I bet both of y'all didn't know that the first automobile was made by Mr. Patterson, and he also passed it down to generation to his kids. Charles Patterson was born a slave on a West Virginia plantation. Yes, he was. After the Civil War, he earned a living as a blacksmith using skills that he had mastered as a slave and quickly established the Patterson company, you guys. I'm gonna tell y'all something. The company manufactured high quality buggies and popular wagons. So he partnership with a guy named J.P. Lowe. But when J.P. Lowe died, Charles Patterson and other members of the family, they took full control over the ownership of the business. So by 1930, the company began shifting its production into, guess that, buses that you see, hearses that you see, moving vans, and trucks. A few years later, y'all already know, Mr. Ford couldn't stand that competition. And so what they did, they pushed him in the side. He couldn't compete with all that mass production coming from Mr. Ford. And y'all know they're going to push him to side. They closed him down. But his cars was better. His cars were built better, and actually they were in high demand. So, shout out to Mr. Charles Patterson, automobile maker, 1833. Okay, you guys, and that's it. I only got through. That thing kept stopping on me. Woo, wait, sometime this thing will freeze up on me for some reason, y'all. Okay, now I can put this thing out. I can put the invitation out now, and y'all come. Oh, nobody. Let me tell y'all something. Don't be rude down there when y'all. This is a sensitive topic when we start talking about the young lady. I already see somebody. I think that was you, the real Nikki. You're talking about we can disagree about the disrespect. I said the same thing you said. Yeah, we saying the same thing. Everybody knows that that girl was disrespectful in that house. Nobody not saying that it's wrong. Yes, it's wrong to be so disrespectful to your parents and your elder. What I'm looking at is this from a child's point of view. That the mentality of this girl stuck from a child's point of view. Let me get this off of here, y'all, so y'all can come up. But yeah, I do agree with all of y'all. Yeah, she was disrespectful. Of course she was. Yes, she was definitely disrespectful. And I'm saying that, and I don't know what else y'all hearing. Then y'all will come back under me and start fussing at me about the same thing I'm saying. Okay, I'm finna put the link out, y'all. Y'all welcome to come up. Pinky, it's supposed to be a test run, Pinky. Hopefully this worked today. Pinky know what I'm talking about. My grandson is doing some stuff for me. Yeah, y'all, every time I get off, y'all see how many I got up here? It says 135 right now. Every time I get off, it say I only had 23 people in my chat the whole time. And that's what this test run is about. I'm gonna have to go somewhere else if find me another stream yard and just keep up because this don't make no sense that I be having all these people in my chat and every time I only get 23 people now. I don't know where they be going. Y'all come on up. Y'all, I know y'all ready to talk. Girl, oh yeah, let me, before y'all come up, I got to say this. I didn't say this. My banner, I can put my banner up now, y'all. But anyway, I just want to tell y'all what was said. Y'all heard when the girl came in and said, they supposed to be there. Okay, the part that y'all didn't hear where it cut off at was that she wasn't sure, y'all, when she was talking to me. She really wasn't sure. She said that she talked about that they had came to the first place and they didn't book the first place. See, how the hell they gonna say that place too small? It's that y'all ain't never been down there. That place is huge. It's 3 times as bigger than where they was at in Huntsville. Now this grand Grand, this grand one, the grand one is where I was talking to her. They still ain't secured that place. Not really. She said, yeah, but they really ain't secured that place. Go back and look at them flyers. They still haven't put the place that they supposed to be in. It's near time for them to start this event, y'all. Y'all come on up. These people are scamming. I never in my life seen nobody charge you to get in no darn expo. No. Yeah, I'm gonna put up what Shirley say right quick, y'all. Y'all welcome up. Let me read this right quick because Shirley know what I'm talking about. I never know nobody, not one person. Look what Shirley say. There are plenty of CCs who this is another one. Shirley, I'm gonna go ahead and read it, but that was you was saying. I guess I lost it. The other one was where she was saying, I think that was you, Shirley, that even people don't pay. I gotta find it, but let me go and read this. There are plenty of CCs who dismiss legacy comments. Go to their channels, are banned in your dislike of her. Stop trying to impose your views on the rest of us. Yeah. Yeah, my people, we don't have no compassion for each other. We have no compassion for each other, y'all. That's sad. But anyway, what I was trying to tell y'all before that cut off that y'all didn't hear, the girl wasn't sure. What y'all heard was when she finally saw where it's a possibility that they may secure the place. But what I did do was go back then, look at their site from top to bottom. They still ain't put nowhere about. They still ain't got where they gonna be at, y'all. So I don't know what's that all about. And do y'all that part where y'all saw me with that lady trying to get in the door and I said no refund. Y'all know what? If you go to the first place, that's what they gonna tell y'all. Then y'all know ain't no refunds on them tickets. And y'all came anyway. Oh Lord. All right. Hello, Cheryl. Where's Pinky?
Hi, Miss Pinky. Where Miss Pinky?
Pinky.
Mama Pinky out there. She in the chat.
Come on,
Pinky.
Miss Pinky.
Oh,
She's
okay.
not up here yet, is she? I don't see Pinky.
She might be
Yeah,
still at the
she's in the chat.
doctor.
She's in the chat. I think. Let me
Oh,
Yeah,
see.
she's
she'll
in
be
the
up.
chat. She's not on the panel yet, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's in
Well,
the
I know she was at the doctor. I don't know if she coming home from the doctor or what, but
chat.
it's out
Yeah,
there.
could be.
Okay, long as she all
Okay.
right. You know, if they
Anyway,
mess with Miss Pinky, I'm gonna have a problem.
okay, you
Exactly.
guys, let's have it. Let's have it. But did y'all? Let me just touch on this, y'all. Yeah, did y'all know that we had our own buses? Y'all know y'all will put the bus system out was integration, you guys. You know, they because we didn't have to sit in the back of the bus with the clear people in them on, nobody wanted to ride the black bus no more. So the bus went out of thing. But yeah, we had our own bus. And then the other one was Mr. Patterson. He was the first automobile maker, you guys. And sometimes when y'all see them old antique cars running around here, those are Mr. Patterson cars, your ancestor cars that was built. But that's just a little
Awesome.
bit of Black History Spotlight, y'all.
That
That's
is
good to
amazing.
know. Mm,
That
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Love it.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
love doing stuff like that. But I was thinking when you were saying that, I was like, what? I mean, it's just amazing when you talk about things that we actually own.
Mm,
Um, you know, originally that the things that we own and things that we take for granted, the things that we use absolutely today in real time that we use,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't know that. We automatically give everyone else the credit. We don't know that credit belongs in our community. And then
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna say this and I'm gonna leave it alone, but then something as small as, oh, she's being extra, or she doesn't, not even allowing us to do something as simple as mourn our childhood or allow us to feel. We're being, like you're saying, a lot. She's still locked in her childhood, and she is. I can attest to that. And so when we beat each other up and say, "Oh, why is she being extra? Why is she going overboard? Why?" We won't even
Bitter.
allow ourselves to do that. We're the one race that's still traumatized, and we beat ourselves up, our own counterparts up for that. Our own um, uh, it was something I wanted to say, but we beat ourselves up for that, and let alone look at the things that we have accomplished and succeeded in. So we won't even get to that. We can't even get to that because we're too busy snatching each other down when it comes to things that are, super important. So it's really sad when we look at it from that way. You have touched on two important topics, the things that we should be proud of to actually shed light on, and then two, we should be um actually honoring each other and saying it's okay for you to feel. Let her, express herself, and as she expressed herself, this is how it looks to heal. This is how it looks looks for a young woman or a young Black woman to be able to share her feelings and to heal and to be okay. And as she actually kind of, catapults to a better space, this is how that looks. So we're going to actually see this on a worldwide platform. And as she grows, this is how it's going to look. We want to allow that. So it's really, it's heart. Let me be honest. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. So
Mm. Well, listen. The people realize, even though she's an adult and she's a grown woman now, but they don't realize a lot of kids harbor a lot of things inside of them when they're young, and sometimes you don't know until they're grown or they're adults. That's why so many children, I mean, younger children, are not believed when they say this person did this to me or that to me, you know, and they suffer in silence because the parent doesn't want to believe the child or whatever. But even though she's not a child now, but to me, it's her truth. It's her truth. I wasn't there, so I'm not going to presume to say, listen, she's doing too much. I'm not going to do all that because it's her truth. And a lot of times when these men are out here cheating and running around, yes, they do forget their first kids. I hear a lot of women say, since he had that new family, he don't even see his other children. He don't even see his first children. Men do it all the time. And my thing with Chris is, he did. I mean, yeah, she was disrespectful to him, but why did he have that same energy when somebody yelled in your woman's face or when your wife's face several times? And not one time did I hear him talk to Martell in that way. So yes, she was disrespectful, but also give back that same energy to somebody else who's being disrespectful, yelling in your wife's face and all kind of stuff. I have a problem with Chris with that, and he is a cheater. Now he cheated on his first wife, and he did cheat on Nell. Now I ain't saying I don't like him. I like Nell. I like Chris. I like them both. But this is her truth to tell. A lot of kids harbor stuff and they never tell you because they're so afraid you're not going to believe them. So I just feel it's not right. I mean, it's her feelings. I'm not going to presume to tell her not to feel what she chooses to feel. When I wasn't there, the father she even said the father wasn't didn't walk her down the aisle when she got married. So listen, I don't know. I just know that she has a right to feel how she feels as a young woman, and kids grow up as adults and they harbor a lot of things that happened to them when they were younger. And sometimes you just can't get past it. A lot of times you can't get past it because you didn't have the right people to talk to. Maybe she needed her father to, talk to him, tell her how she feel about it. Maybe at the time he was so busy with this woman and that woman. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there. I heard parts of the interview, but a lot of the interview I heard. But listen, it's not right. She's a young woman that's speaking her truth, and I'm not going to sit here and judge her for that.
Thank you. Let me just add something, piggyback on Sunkiss. Y'all know what I heard? A lot of you guys, I'm talking to y'all. I heard a lot of post-traumatic slave syndrome from a whole lot of y'all out there. Y'all talking about some, because she hit it on the head that we're not been allowed to feel and allowed to express our hurtness and our pain. We have to always hold it in. This girl is expressing her hurtness and her pain, and you guys don't understand it. You yourself is suffering from some post-traumatic slave syndrome, and you don't even know it. That comes from us undergoing generation and generation of hurt and pain all the way back from slavery, and we've been conditioned to do each other this way.
That's right.
My God, this girl told y'all that she tried to unalive herself, and then y'all still digging in her. She just bitter. She just bitter is what y'all saying. What's wrong with her feeling angry about how her life took place growing up? That's where the healing takes place. The healing can't take place till you go down in that gut and that root and bring it out. You got to heal.
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead, Miss Queen.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, Queens. How are you, everybody? Hey, chat.
Hello.
Blessings and love.
How are
I
you?
wanted to highlight a few things that the ladies have already said and kind of put a little twist on it because I'm firsthand survivor of that type of dysfunction and
Mm-hmm.
narcissistic abuse. And my
Mm-hmm.
parents never separated. I come from what you would say a nuclear family, and parental alienation is real. I
Mm-hmm.
have a half sister who also suffered because our father was, very irresponsible with his love life prior to making us as his family. So it's really difficult because a lot of times after we hold all this in, the survivors of this, the children that had nothing to do, they inherited this, right? We didn't ask to be here. Nobody said, hey, excuse me from heaven, could you create me and make me your kid? And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of parents who do this, they want to just continue on and say, okay, I'm over it, so you should be too. And they view
Mm-hmm.
our honesty as adult children as disrespect because it's how dare you make me feel what I don't want to feel anymore because I'm past that. Right. And then
Mm-hmm.
the lack of compassion, again, I have to highlight, is really, really disturbing. I'm not shocked, I'm disturbed at it because
Mm-hmm.
we all have been traumatized in this way by white
Mm-hmm.
supremacy. Is this not Black History Month? Let's remember
Mm-hmm.
how we had to endure certain things where they would yank Black women out of our homes by our hair just to use us as you know what toys,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and warm their bed. So when a Black woman tells her truth about being violated or traumatized, and I see what I've seen many times, not just with Miss Lexi, but with many women who come out and share their story. Look what they did to Megan the Stallion. I
I
mean, we could
know.
go on with examples of how they were dragged and abused further. They doubled down on the abuse because she's just trying to get her truth out to encourage other people not to be silent. Do you know that in Chicago alone, that's my hometown, every 30 minutes a Black woman is victimized and it's not
Mm-hmm.
reported,
Wow.
right? And then the parental delusion. A lot of times we want to live that lie that we tell ourselves when we begin to believe it. So once our children are grown, they're like, okay, I'm a successful parent. They're all grown. They're all semi, whatever, independent. They're all off on their own journey. So we did a good job, right? We pat ourselves on the back and pop our collar. But the true, what do you call review? The true overview and the report card comes from the children. That's how you
Mm-hmm.
learn how to parent is by listening to what your child needs from you, not what you
Mm-hmm.
think that child needs. Because anybody can take care of a child, give them the basics, food, clothing, take them to school, make sure they have a nice place to live. Anybody can do that. You can go to
Mm-hmm.
jail and get taken care of, right? But
There you
it's the
go.
quality and the nurturing and what you pour into that child above and beyond the basic necessities. Providing for a child doesn't make you a good parent.
There you go. There you
Okay.
go. I love that. You are. I have chill bumps. I'm so serious. I have chill bumps.
Yeah, and
The,
one a couple more other things, and I'm gonna let someone else speak. And I just love that you opened this up, Mama Oma, because the
Mhm,
emotional intelligence that we have for pain is not supposed to be this heavy. And
mhm,
Lexi probably has been stuck at the emotional age wherever she was most hurt. I know
mhm,
I've noticed that. And a lot of times when I have reactionary responses, it's called reactionary abuse. They
mhm,
trigger you and poke you because you remain stoic. I can't tell you over 34 years how much I have swallowed from being gang stalked. And then when I respond, the
mhm,
reaction to my response is, oh my God, she's crazy. Of
Mhm.
course, anybody would pop off like that if you've been holding things in over a course of time, right?
Mhm.
And healing is a process.
yeah.
It's not going to happen overnight. Oh, I went to a therapy session, I'm fixed. It takes time. You have to sit in those emotions and figure it out, because a lot of times when that ongoing abuse is happening and they're neglecting you, they're not listening, they're dismissing you, it makes you feel numb. You're in a
Mhm,
state of shock because a child has no clue that an adult was selfish with their genitals, right?
mhm,
They have no clue about that. They don't understand the concept and the principles and the nuances of how they got there.
mhm,
So they're trying to figure all this stuff out, and they're young, exposed to this dysfunction, and they can't process it. Your brain goes on tilt like a pinball machine.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get older and you begin to put words to it and terms to it and put it in a clinical, objective way, it's gonna flow however it flow. I'm telling you, I put holes in walls in therapy
Mm-hmm.
sessions. I have ran until I couldn't run, jog anymore, and didn't know where I was. I had to take a cab home. So
Mm.
you never know how that emotion's gonna come out. I'm getting ready to start boxing classes because it's a process. I'm 52 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it
Mm-hmm.
still triggers me. It still triggers me certain things. And when I saw the response to Lexi doing her interview, my mind was blown. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
really? We got Black people doing this?
Mm-hmm.
This is how they feel about a person who is telling her truth,
Exactly.
what she experienced. It's really sad. We got to do better, y'all. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
for letting me speak. I'm going
Oh,
mute
thank,
now.
oh,
Okay,
thank
Miss
you.
Pinky. Pinky haven't spoke. Pinky? 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 I don't know what Pinky doing today. Okay, somebody go on, whoever want to talk.
I just wanted to, to say something that correlates with what Queen was saying. Quinn and I were, chatting together in the chat, and as I was saying to her, that parents will do certain things. They will. They lot with. I was raised by a narcissist, and
Hold
they,
on. Son kids, hold on. Pinky, where you at? Are you up here or what?
Yeah, you up here twice.
Okay. Are y'all gone?
I don't know. I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna come in from my computer at the house. I'm filling up right now.
Oh, you in the car. Oh,
Yes, but I'm pulling up. I'm just waiting till my gate opens to let me in.
okay.
Okay.
We'll come back up when you come in. We'll be talking to
Okay.
you.
All right.
Go ahead on,
okay,
son kid.
okay, and parents will do things because the way I know that I will be triggered. And even after walking away, because like I said, no one with my DNA, anyone that has ever known me, they don't know where I'm at. I had to literally go underground because it was that serious.
Mm,
So
Facts.
when now that I notice when I will respond, I learned that the way that I will respond, as you were saying, you with I would get so upset and just couldn't breathe. Different ones would say just breathe, sit down, or whatever. And I learned that I was having anxiety attacks and all that. Um, I learned that my attitude had become, I may take this bullying in the house, but I'd be doggone if I take it outside of my house. And so the way that I would be triggered, and I would think, what happened? I went from 0 to 100 in a millisecond. Whatever happened, whatever happened. And then prior to me leaving, you know how narcissists would, how they always amp things up and
mm,
make you feel horrible about yourself, right? And
mm,
so
Mhm.
they will make you feel as though everything was about you, and really a lot of it was about the way that they raised you and how you responded to their rearing. And they act as if they had nothing to do with your rearing. You are the product of your environment, and they act as though they had nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
And
like they just
so
showed up on the scene. Like, what's the matter with you? Well, I was
exactly.
raised with you. You raised me,
Exactly. And
right?
exactly. And then when you kind of like, if you fan that out, you think about the Black community. The Black community will attack you like they've attacked her, and then they act like they had nothing to do with it. The Black community acts as if they have nothing to do with it. And so that's why that really breaks my heart, because I see, if you bring it in a little bit more, you think about Black women, and so many times I get so tired of hearing Black women can't do enough, because that it's always, that's not enough today. Do better. So we try to do better. Okay, the post is moved. Nope, move the post again. Nope, that's not good enough. Nope, that's not.
Yeah,
So
talk about it.
we have always had to sing and dance a little better and a little louder. It's even. they let people come in. Well, they other races can come in and colonize everything about us. They can get it right all day long. Even if they get it wrong, they can get it right. But
Mm-hmm.
we can never get it right, regardless of what. Their attitudes can be bad and nasty and stinking. It don't matter. They'll just get them a cute name, and they're considered feisty. But we're mad and angry black women. And I said, but when we try to explain, well, here it comes. This is where this comes from, though. If you just give me a break, if you just listen to me, it comes from my father not doing X, Y, Z.
And
That's
Shirley
not
made a good
good enough.
point. And Shirley made a good point because she's right.
Yes.
She
Oh,
made a very good point.
yeah, let me read it. I was just looking at it. It's two of them up here that made a
Mhm.
good point. Chris, Shirley said Chris has two children, suffer from anxiety and depression, and sometimes that stuff could be hereditary.
Mhm.
His reaction to Chris Jr. was very different than Lex's.
Thank you.
Yeah, he was crying. He was sitting up there about to cry, man.
Yeah.
And this what hurt me when that girl said when she told her daddy, she actually was hospitalized, y'all. She
Mhm.
tried it, and she said not a phone call, not even a text.
Mhm. But he swarmed his love around Chris Jr. when
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
he went
I
through
can
this almost
attest
the
to that
same
as
thing.
well. By
Yeah.
standing in her shoes, I had those idealizations as well
hold
in my
hold on,
early
hold
20s.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, Queen. Let me get this one, and then you can comment.
Gotcha.
I Tiffany said I was the only one in my family who was. I don't know what that abbreviation mean, but when I lashed out, I was labeled crazy.
Yep.
Yes,
I
yes,
was
that's
too.
another name they like to call you too when you
Mhm.
finally speak up for yourself.
Yeah.
Yep. I was. That's how I was. I was labeled the same thing. And two, I always say other races of women. I always say they want our lips, hips, thighs, hips, lips, waist, and hips. But you don't want our
Hold
problems.
it,
You don't
hold
want our.
up,
Here's something.
hold that, Pinky. You got something on?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, and
Well, at least you know I'm at home now in the house.
okay, I cut. Son, kids, let her finish her thought. I had cut her queen thought off.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm so sorry,
No,
guys.
I'm sorry. Go on.
Okay, go ahead
No,
on Queen. I
no
apologize.
worries. The energy's flowing. The spirit is high. So it's
Okay.
gonna happen. That's how we powwow. But
Okay.
I kind of lost my thought because what Sunkiss was saying resonated deeper as well with that, and just standing in Lexi's shoes with lashing out and having those feelings of wanting to leave here, take yourself from here.
Hmm.
My early 20s, um, they always would call me crazy whenever I would tell the truth. And you don't even have to have, a very volatile response. You could just tell the truth. I've had many dinners, brunches, and stuff with my mother, trying to bond with her and get past the pretense of how she carries herself with being a mother. It never
Hmm.
goes past the surface of, well, but I love you. No, I don't know that. And no child should have to question their parents' love for them. So because they called me crazy so much and they were so embarrassed, they forced me 5150 into a hospital and left me
What?
there. Okay.
What?
And then took my rights away so that I could not fight and defend myself, right? And I had to wind up escaping, like escape from Alcatraz, from this insanatorium they put me in to go find my child and get her back into my custody. And I was only 19 years old. So imagine if it was that severe at 19, imagine what was happening before I became a quote unquote adult.
Yeah.
So, these knee jerk emotional responses to people like Lexi and many, many women, Melody, even Tisha, I really have, kind of sort of compassion for her because Tisha don't even realize she's in an abusive marriage. If
Hmm.
she does, she's not a good actress of trying to cover it up and pretend like she don't know it's there.
Hmm.
A lot of people don't even know they're in an abusive
Mhm.
relationship, whether it's parent, child, spouse, even friendships. I've had some really narcissistic female
Yep,
acquaintances. I
me
had to
too.
cut them off once
Mhm.
I'm like, you remind me of my mother. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I got to get rid of you.
Hmm.
That's
So
why I
whether,
work with my relatives for that exact same reason.
yeah,
You're so spot on. Oh my. Mm.
yeah. And we resonate with that energy because that's all we know until we
Mhm.
can heal a
Mhm.
little bit and go, oh, I don't deserve to be around this type of energy. I do deserve to have friends who are loyal and not backstabbing and calculated. Because a lot of Black women, we don't understand that we are worthy of healthy love. We always want to go for the struggle love because that's what society throws at us, struggle. Even if we're successful, look what they do in the mail. Look what they do in the mail.
Yeah. Yeah.
She got it out the mud. She left with zero. They did the same thing to Tina Turner. Mel's
Mhm.
story is a lot like what Tina Turner went through. Rest in power.
Mhm.
Her children are still struggling because of what their mother had to do to try to regain her identity. Because a narcissist will strip you of everything that belongs to you, that is in your DNA blueprint to be
Hmm.
an individual.
Hmm.
They're
They'll
like,
strip
you know,
you of
Hold
everything.
on, hold that
mm,
thought. Miss White have been on this stage for a while. I've not welcomed her to the stage.
Yeah.
And welcome, Mrs. White.
Hi,
Miss
Mrs.
Vanessa
White.
White.
Hello.
Yes, welcome.
hello.
Yes. Y'all welcome Miss Vanessa.
Hello, Miss White.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can hear you. And
Yes.
hold on, Pinky, take over for me. I gotta go to the little girl's room.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Okay,
Thank
go on,
you.
Mrs. White. Miss White.
Okay.
Okay, I was going to say the same thing Shirley said. Shirley put up the little message at the bottom of the screen, and that's the same thing I was going to
Hmm.
say.
Hmm.
When Chris was in the office shedding those little tears with his son, I felt from the moment I saw that it just didn't relate as realistic to me. And even if it was, why is it that he can't show that same sentiment to his daughter?
Mhm.
Hmm.
And when I've been seeing all of these messages, it has really hurt my heart deeply. I have not experienced that, but I can just imagine how she feel. And I hear her story, she keeps contradicting herself, like her story has to be in chronological order. And it just has been very hurtful for me to keep constantly hearing she's lying, she's lying, she's lying. How you know she lying? And I don't know if her story is 100% accurate or truthful. I do have a strong belief in what she's saying, but I was not there. But I'm just saying that how do you know she's lying and you wasn't there? And I'm wondering, why didn't Nell come to the screen and say nothing? Why didn't her? It was her father's duty to step up. I think he should have said something or reached out to her, even if it was behind the scene, and maybe bring Nell into the mix at a later time. But I think this is something that they need to fix amongst each other first before bringing Nell in, because she seemed to have a lot of resentment towards Nell. And I had a very close relationship with my father. My father thought the sun set and rised on me, and I feel so badly that she has not felt that. I feel what she's feeling. I just feel so bad that she has not had that relationship with her father, and how everyone has just been so against her so quickly without hearing the other side. They just automatically know she lying.
You know what breaks my heart is, you know how they automatically, when it came to those young ladies with the R. Kelly situation,
Yeah.
and when it came to the situation with when they were saying what R. Kelly was, being with both sexes, you know, and the only ones that got, and I'm not saying that one is better than the other, but the ones that were out and that were getting all the daggers thrown at them, it was the young ladies, but the young boys, it, they stayed behind the scene. Now, do I look at the young boys and say, that they were any better or less? No, but I'm just saying when it comes to the Black community. Now, you think about when it came to Weinstein, those ladies left from that situation being millionaires. And I always use this as an example, but when it came to R. Kelly, those women left being more traumatized, and that was it. You think about when it comes to um what is his name? The guy Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
He was a big time artist in his field since the 80s. He came out the gate fast and hard from since the 80s. But the minute Amber Heard said, "Oh, he touched me, he this," and she's a sociopath. But the minute, and she was a horrible actor trying to do this because the sociopaths, narcissists, they're not good actors. But the fact she was able to pull it off, and she came out and just said that he hit me, he did this. After him being a big actor from the 80s, she stripped him of nearly everything. Movies, all kind of deals. She stripped him. Now, was he broke? No. But the thing is, he was Johnny Depp. And he had to sit still for 6 years. He couldn't do anything. Why? Because there's a different dynamic in other communities when it comes to their women. Because they gatekeep a different way. But when it comes to our community and with the women, this is what we get. Like Queen said, when it comes to Megan the Stallion, when it comes to with the women that I just mentioned, the young girls, it doesn't matter. It's sad to say, even down to Sugar Mama. Sugar Mama's even getting attacked, even by her own dad.
Yes. Oh, Lord Jesus, yes.
And the thing is, you have just a bevy of people that's coming even at her. And it seems like that sickens me. And when I think about, I had mentioned this to someone that I had spoken with. When I felt suicidal, the first time I started feeling suicidal, it was like the 2007, 2008. And I mentioned to my egg donor, those who don't know who that is, that's my mom.
Hello. Can we just say the S word? The S word on here.
Okay, we'll try to unalive. I'm sorry.
Unalive. Okay.
She said to me, I told her I felt like I wanted to unalive myself. So she said to me, well, what am I going to do if you do that? At that time, I didn't know what narcissism was. So I thought, oh, that's because she cares about me. As I learned about narcissism and did research, I learned that she was saying, well, who's going to take care of me if you do that? I can't have you leaving because I need you to take care of me. She could have taken care of herself. So but her boys, they need to live their life, but I need you to be my slave. And I need you to raise their kids so they can have a life. So this is what Black women are always around for. Just like the Middle Eastern men are no different from the Black men. The Middle Eastern women are no different. People always say, oh, they cover up and all them sheets and all that. We're covered up with trauma. Black women are covered up with trauma. We're covered up with emotional. We're no different from them. It's just you can't see our scars.
Tell the truth.
Unless we get upset. And when we get upset, we overshadow everything else. And people just look at how we respond to things. So then we can't tell our story because people always saying, look, the Black woman that's overreacting, look at that, and not what she's dealing with, not her trauma. And so that is why I always get upset when I see us being overlooked. It's always the angry Black woman, not the feisty girl, but the angry Black woman. And that needs to be dealt with. It should not be a woman on social media having to explain after all these years the very same thing that has been going on for a litany of years. The very same thing by Black people. And I'm tired of it. But if a Black man, he can go and rob, he can go and steal, he can go and commit all kind of crimes. And let me tell you something. If something goes wrong, they march, they yell, and then he's buried amongst potentates. He's buried next to Michael Jackson. He's buried next to Martin Luther King. But a black woman that is serving people, that's the EMT, we can't even get nobody to mention her name. And so this is what we're dealing with, and it just sickens me. It, like I said, I'm just tired of it. But the minute a black woman mentions something, and if we go to say something like this amongst, just say I say something like this on live, I will have to shut everything down. I wouldn't be able to turn on anything because everybody will come after me. But it's trauma that black people haven't checked, and then the ones that want to allow you to check it, those are the ones that are supported. And I'm just gonna leave it there.
Thank you. Thank you. That was great, Son Kiss. Thank you, guys. I agree with you, and I agree with what everybody had said on the panel. But in my, what I would like to say is the fact that everybody is so going after this young lady. Yeah, they're all going after her. But they're looking at Chris because he's a good looking guy. He dressed nice. He's fine. And so they overlooking the things he have done. This girl haven't done nothing. She just told her truth. Now Chris might have a truth, and Mel may have a truth. Nell may have a truth. Okay, she's telling her side the way she saw it. Maybe she telling it at a time that most people don't want to hear it because they don't want to hear the fact that Nell and Chris, they're my favorite couple now on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Forget your favorite couple, Chris and
Yes.
Exactly.
I
Ooh,
think that
right.
has
child.
a lot to
So
do with it. Oh, the Fletchers are here. We like them.
right.
They
And
just
so
say
they don't want
that.
nobody to tarnish them right now. And it's like,
Hmm.
forget that. Chris been dragging this thing just like Martell all up and down the Huntsville streets to get scratched. Okay.
Oop.
So don't negate that with how fine and how good looking he is, because that's what y'all did with Martell. Now Martell never been fine or good looking to me. I saw him for what he was the devil.
Me too.
Okay.
Me
And
too.
nobody
Right.
wanted to hear it. But I
They
kept saying it because that's what was coming out of my way. I saw him was pink, the devil in the pink suit.
Hmm.
No good, no good. And so Chris yes, I had said he was cute. I did say he was fine for his age and everything, and a nice dresser. But just because I say he was fine, that don't mean if he done what he done, I'm not going to call him out for it. If you done what you done, Chris, yes, Chris and had too many side chicks. And yes, do I believe Nell was a side chick? Yeah, Nell, you was a side chick.
I
You
do
just know
too.
the version.
I do too.
I believe that too. I
Yeah.
really do.
If you took one,
And they want to act
Go
like she
ahead, Miss
lied,
Pinky.
she
Go
lied, she
ahead.
lied.
Mrs.
Nell mentioned one
Pinky.
affair. She ain't mentioned many.
Mrs. Pinky, go ahead.
right now, and then she coming out last night doing a live. Nell says she wants to wait until next season,
Oh my
season
goodness.
7,
I thought that
season
was
7 to
I thought
address
I
what
thought that was so horrible.
right.
This girl is pouring her heart out and you want to make it a part of your storyline.
Right. You want to wait till season
Mm,
7. So we got to, this girl just aired your dirty laundry out. Your stepdaughter and Chris's daughter just aired y'all's dirty laundry out this week. Well, no, it was over the weekend. No, it was last week. Whatever day. I lose track of the days. But nevertheless, but you want to wait a whole season. So she's and the reason why she wanted to wait a whole season, she needs to try to come up with some fake evidence, some fake
that's what
receipts.
I said.
Give her time to get them receipts fake, and hoping if we do bring it back up, she can show them fake receipts. And if we don't bring it back up, well, and die down now. So I don't have to talk about it. She's gonna pull one of those CK things on you. CK said he was going to address Martell, and he said, trust me, sitting in that closet. Trust me, it's going to be that one. Trust me, I'm going to deal with it. And he
You know
has
what?
dealt with it.
I wish
He
I
out
could
there
have.
with the
I
jet.
wish I could have 2 minutes with him in the
Hey,
day.
can I,
Not
excuse me, hello? I want to read this. I'm not understanding Mary Brown, but the reason I want to read this is because I want us to heal, you guys. I want to. Mary Brown said we have been taught we're family, yes, and no matter what, because blood is thicker than water. I don't buy into this. I don't get what she don't buy into. Mary, can you type what you don't buy into?
I kind of understand it, Mama.
And I think
Well,
she's more like
tell
saying,
me.
I think
I
she's
get
more
it.
like saying
So,
that,
as far
that
as
she's not buying into the blood
Hold
is
it, hold
thicker
it
than
one at a time. I can't understand what.
she more like saying she's not buying into the blood is thicker than water, and that family raised you to put
Okay.
family above
Yeah.
it's
everything
like a
else,
conditioning,
and it's
like
conditioning, conditioning them to put
Okay.
family first, despite the trauma that they could be going through or
Mhm.
whatever. They're saying we're family, forget it,
Can I say
stick together.
something? Is
So
Hold
it the
on.
same
What?
thing? Okay.
Kimmy, yeah, I like to say this to these people. Some of this remind me of as a little girl, you go and you say, well, so and so is violating me. I'm only 6, 7 years old. Go sit down somewhere, you fast.
Yeah.
Or they'll say you lying.
right,
They'll say you lying.
That's right.
This is the same way they doing Lexus. This same way they doing Lexus. You know,
Yeah.
Lexus just a
Yeah.
liar. She's just a liar. And they do little girls when they go to the adult center, they've been violated by these grown men. They do the little girls the same way.
Yes, they
look at
do.
right, look at Bill Cosby when it finally came out. They didn't believe those women.
Mm-mm.
Those women didn't come forward to 20 something years later, and people were saying, "Oh, why did you wait so long to come forward?"
Same way Alexis waited, because
Right,
she's waiting
right.
till she's
Some
strong
people,
enough to say
right?
it. She's
They
waiting
weren't
till
strong
she's
enough.
strong enough. Not
This was
every
Bill,
woman
right,
is strong enough to sit
right,
up and say certain
right.
things.
This was
So
Bill
she's strong,
Cosby.
so let her tell her truth.
Right, this
I
was
believe
Bill.
you, Alexis.
Right. And this was Bill Cosby, a family man who had a family show that all the black people loved. And he showed that he was a successful family man. And 20 something years later, these women come forward. And the first thing they say is, what took y'all so long to come forward? Why y'all didn't say anything then?
But
People
then
have their
too,
own time to come forward because that's trauma. That's
because they
traumatizing.
knew. Yeah, they knew what was happening. Number one and number two. Every time, I don't know about anybody else, but every time I tell my story, for healing purposes, to help someone else resonate and be brave enough to articulate, we're like reliving it all over again.
Right.
The
And
details to help them illustrate the backstory of how you got to the point you're at now. For
and those
example, PTSD.
right.
I can't stand when people shout, when it's not necessary. I can't stand a lot of arguing around me. I don't like a lot of chaos around me.
Right.
I'm very introverted because of the harassment, the gang stalking, and the constant bludgeoning of my psyche growing up.
Right.
I
And I'm
grew up in the
Mhm.
middle of a war zone,
that's a
arguing all the time, doors slamming, people storming out. That takes a toll on you. And
hmm
when you do decompress, eventually, if you get there, once you start to be able to put words to what happened to you, people are like, because they don't agree or they cannot empathize, then they automatically default to you're a liar.
Right, because
Mhm.
people suppress a lot of things for years and years and years and years. I never told nobody this. I never told nobody this. Well, my mother and father were married for 17 years. Out of that 17 years, my mother was having a 14-year long love affair with another man.
Mm.
And the worst part of it is, I never told nobody this, but I'm comfortable with you ladies. Now that I've gotten to know y'all, I love y'all.
Right.
Mm.
No, that was traumatizing me. And my mother was taking me around this man at 3 years old. I remember. I remember having bows in my hair. I remember having this dress on. And I remember every morning her leaving out. As soon as my father go to work, she would leave out to go meet him. He never touched me or did anything to me.
But you
But
remember that at 3 years
I'm
old.
3 years old.
Yes,
And I
And they
yes.
remember
saying
he
she
and
don't
I
remember
remember her
nothing because
taking
she's
me out the
8 years
cab. And I
old.
remember him
Y'all come off
putting his
that.
and I remember him putting his hand out to me, trying to say hi to me, and I would move from him. Something about him I didn't like. I didn't feel right because I know my father. I know who he. I'm a daddy's girl. My
Mm.
father been gone 13 years now, and he was my life. And I said, something is strange about this man. I was nervous around him. And then as I got older and older and older and older, I started putting two and two together. I'm like, you you was cheating on my father? That's the man you cheating on him with? You were
What?
taking me over there while you were going on these rendezvous with him? And I have brothers. I have brothers. Why you always took me? Why you never took my brothers over there? Why you always took me? And it was like she pulled me into this thing that she had going on. I think maybe my mother was a narcissist. I don't know, because
But were you the youngest? Do you
the
mind telling me?
oldest. I'm the oldest.
Are you the only girl?
I'm the only girl. Yes.
It's the reason why that's what I'm trying to ask why. It's the reason why she chose either for you being a certain age or you certain sex
I
or
was 3 years
something.
old.
It's
She would take me to the man's mother's house, and the man's mother was nice. I liked her. She would turn on Sesame Street for me and let me watch like programs for babies. She would always give me cookies and all kind of different stuff. But
but
this
it's
man,
something
I
about
never liked him. Never.
something about your personality that she felt safe with. It's something. Maybe
I
you
don't
know.
know.
It's,
But
yeah.
but you were hurting my father though. When I found out
Mm-hmm.
he was doing that to my father, when I got 13, 14, 15, I started putting two and two together. I'm like, oh my God, you was taking me around the man that you was cheating on my father with. And you know
Mm-hmm.
how I feel about my father. My father left me when I was 16. He left
Right.
because she got pregnant with this man's baby. She was walking around my
Mm-hmm.
father pregnant with this man's baby in her stomach.
Really? Oh,
And they
sure.
saying Alexis don't remember
My father,
nothing at 8.
I
And you
remember
Hold
can
on,
remember.
Pinky. Pinky, hold
I
on.
remember from 3 years old. I remember because I remember she always dressing me up, putting on pretty dresses with me, and she would jump in the cab, and he would always be there to pay her cab. He would
Mm,
always be at that cab, a yellow cab. I remember that color, a yellow cab. She always jumped in a yellow cab. Right after
mm-hmm.
my father would leave out,
I remember quite a bit
I
as
remember a lot, and
a girl too.
it's strange to me because I'm like, how can I remember that at 3 years
4 years
old?
Okay, can I hear from Miss White? She been on for quiet. Miss
Too.
Vanessa.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to overtalk you, Miss
That's
Cheryl.
that's okay.
I was just when you said that, that just got me to thinking because I can remember different incidents with my dad too at 3 and 4, and I hear a lot. How does she know that? She was too young to remember this. She too young to remember that.
That's not true.
I remember things at 3 and 4 years
Me
old.
too.
And
A
even
lot.
if her mother
Mm-hmm.
did tell her something, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with her mother telling her anything? I, I
People underestimate kids. That's what people underestimate kids.
Facts.
but if
But
her
Facts.
mother told her about what was going on, they make it sound like it's such a bad thing if her mother told her something.
my
Yeah.
mother should have sat down with me and told me why she did that. Because I have a good father. She didn't even have to work. My father made sure he worked his butt to the bone. He made police and fireman uniforms all his life. 40 years he gave service to make police and fireman uniform. Why would you do that to him? He came
Yeah.
home every night. Ideal man, come home. He made sure he put food in the house, paid the rent. She didn't even have to work. Made sure her hair was done, nails was done, everything. Why would you
Why
do
do
that to him? Why?
my egg donor did that to my? Why do the women that get the good men to go out and cheat?
Right.
I don't never want to know because I don't want to be
Me
that
neither.
woman. But I often wonder why. You know. Um. Well, since y'all sharing, um, I've kept this this to myself, but my egg donor, I told you my sperm donor, he supplied well. Um, but I remember being that she was a narcissist, and saying talking about having fathers that supply well, while he was all fighting for this country and like sending home all kind of money. I remember being in bed with her. I might have been at 3. I was 3, and I told you she was a pedicure fingernail file. Yeah, follow me. Pedicure.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was one of those.
Wow.
Mhm. And I was in the bed and I had woken up, but I knew not to move. And the one that she was engaging in that activity with, because she ended up having a set of twins with him, and he was young. He he was young. He was super young, 13, 12, 13, 14, or something like that.
Wow.
And I'll just say this: I was a witness to that.
Mm, mm, mm.
And talking about being traumatized, but
Wow.
I was waking up having nightmares, screaming, waking up out of my sleep screaming because I was seeing in my dreams like it was a nightmare. And this is who she chose to have an affair with, on the one that was, supplying her with all the money she ever asked for, whatever she asked for, fighting for this country. And I would, once I got older, as we were just talking about, at the age of 3, you do remember things. But what you just said, Cheryl, you do hit a certain age and all that stuff kicks back. Your brain just
Mhm.
archives that. That's all it
Yeah.
does. It
Right,
archives.
but my thing was that she tried to deny it. I said, "Ma, I remember. I remember
Yeah,
everything. You didn't count on me remembering at 3 years old, but I do remember. I do
yeah.
remember meeting
And
up
then
with.
you just
I
one
remember.
day it just hit you. It just
Right.
done. And I was just having nightmares, waking up screaming to the top of my lungs, and I kept trying to keep it to myself, just pushing it down. And I wrote it in my journal. Clearly that wasn't enough. And I had to literally tell someone. The person I told, I wish no, in fact, I didn't. I hinted round to something. I tried to tell them, and I'm glad I didn't, because they end up being narcissistic. So I'm glad
Mhm.
I never told them. But I'm telling it now. And of course I'm telling it on live.
And I
But
resent my mother. And I resent my mother because she made him leave. He left me when I was 17. Everything was good until she did that. And he finally did find out. He left, and he told me he had to leave. So
Okay, y'all, can I hear from Queen? Queen been quiet, y'all. Let me hear from Queen.
oh
I totally agree with what has been said. And also, a commenter put that they act as if her mother was the only adult, Lexi, that she was around. And I
right.
said this too when the interviewer did the interview. I was in the live stream chat, and I said, people gossip, people bring bones. I know my mother was the triangulation queen.
yeah.
She would tell my older siblings who had, very much older than me, all kind of really, really disturbing, deplorable things about me that weren't true, right?
Hmm.
And the power of a mother, that title holds a lot of power. When you say,
Hmm.
my mother, such and such, your mother wouldn't do that, right? And then you talk to some uncles, you might have, a birthday party at a cousin's house, and you hear things, you see things. Some people express things and they don't care if the children are in the room. And that's why, children grow up to ask questions. Well, I heard Auntie so and so say such and such about my dad. Is that true?
Mhm.
Right? Why is this, whenever this subject comes up, why do you act like that? Right? Why do you have this response? People talk. So she doesn't have to be around her father and his siblings or his children or his side chicks to know what happened, because people talk. And usually where there's smoke, there's fire. Because
Hmm.
with my half sister, she's 10 years older than me before my parents even met, right? But I knew about her before my mother knew about her because I was talking to an uncle, one of my father's brothers, right? And they were, I'm like, why are you telling me this, right? And then it started to line up with how my parents would argue about this mystery person that nobody knew about. And when it all came out in the wash, it was like all of my older siblings knew except for me. And lo and behold, I found out when I was pregnant with my first,
Mm.
being shamed, Jezebel shamed because I had gotten pregnant without being married. And I've come to find out that my dad got a married woman pregnant before he married my mama.
Mm.
Go
Wow.
figure,
Woo.
right? People talk. And that's how children grow up and go. And when you have unanswered questions and your mind swirling around, this is my dad. Like, this is
Mhm.
my father. This is not just some dude I met off the side of the road. This is my father or my mother doing these things, have done these things, or have said these things, or are trying to cover up these things. Why?
Mhm.
Right? And when you discuss it and you get to a certain plateau and then they shut down, that's crazy making behavior. That'll drive anybody to want to jump out a fifth-story window, yo. I'm telling you firsthand. So
Mhm.
people always want to say, "Well, look at your response. Why are you acting so crazy?" I'm acting crazy because nobody wants to tell the truth. I
Hmm.
see it, feel it, and taste it. I just need that acknowledgement and confirmation that I know what I
They're
know
never.
to be true,
Hmm.
They're
right?
never gonna. They're never. We're whistleblowers, and they don't like it.
Yeah. And that's all
Hmm.
Chris needs to do is acknowledge his daughter's pain. That's
Yes,
all I
yes,
needed when
Mhm.
I faced
yes.
my attacker in college. I was brutally attacked, kidnapped,
Wow,
taken to a second location, right?
Jesus.
And it
Woo.
was so bad that he had so much pull in the penile system down there in Baton Rouge. Everything disappeared. The whole R kit, everything vanished.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think people looked at, and how do you think 19-year-old little girl with a baby? Oh yeah, she's brought this on herself, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But
Hmm.
when things started to unfold and I started to be able to put the dots together myself and I faced him head on, I'm telling you, my ears popped. I could hear my heart beating inside my ears when I was able to confront him and tell him exactly what he deserved.
Hmm.
And he's still in prison now because of what he did to not just me, but many college students down.
Yes.
So
Oh,
I mean, the truth
Wow.
is the thing that destroys the image. That's what happened is Lexi bust up his spot, as we say in Chicago, blew up his
Hmm.
spot. Because everybody likes a good looking, well dressed, successful black man. Everybody dreams of that to be in their life in some kind of way, whether it's their dad, their husband, whatever. Okay. But that's how we're programmed. Well, at least he's fine. It's better than to have a piece of man than no man. Oh, well, he
woo,
not that
Lord.
Hmm.
way
That's the
now,
truth.
Yeah, they
That's
right?
the
say.
truth.
But
Mhm.
it tells a story
Ooh,
to me
child.
about your character. I don't care if that happened 30 years ago, 50 years ago. I still
Exactly.
have
Hmm.
lost a lot of respect for my father. And I was a daddy's girl too until my mother finally finished ruining that, right? I was a daddy's girl too, but I lost respect for my dad because he was not honest with me. He wasn't
Mm.
honest.
Mhm.
If you had just said, yeah, I was a little dot back then, you do have a sister, right? And this is what it is, then I would have been like, at least you were honest. Just like
See,
men who try to
Mhm. That's
hide
we,
their
all I
kids
asked of my
from you.
mother. That's all I asked of her.
Just
Okay,
be honest.
ladies. Okay, ladies. Y'all know I only do 2 hours, and y'all know what? I never did read off my. Let me read my little rules off. Everything on this channel is allegedly just my opinion, my guest opinion. Everything is for entertainment and educational purposes and fair use. So I'm gonna start off with we're gonna start on Miss White. What we do at the end of it, everybody just give their final whatever they want to say. Pinky, you going last because you the
Yeah.
co-host. All right, Miss White.
Okay. Even though Lexi did the interview, I have a lot of people. See a lot of people saying, "Why did she do the interview?" Even though she's saying she's done, I think that that is just a cry out. She really wants a relationship with her father. And I feel that if Chris is willing to drop everything for Chris Jr., he should be willing to do the same for her as well. And I just feel really badly due to the attacks that she's had to endure. And I know how important it is for you to have a relationship with your dad. My father was hit. I guess some people was robbing a bank. They was being chased by the police.
Wow.
My father got hit and ran over. They wasn't gonna stop because they being chased by the police. They ran my father over and killed him. He was only 25. And
oh,
over
God.
it's been over 45 years ago, and I still miss my father to this day. So I know Lexi wants a relationship with her dad, even though she says she doesn't. I know she do. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
sorry about your dad.
Cheryl. Cheryl.
Thank,
Yeah.
thank you.
Trauma's with you. Yes, it takes a long time to heal. It can be done, but it takes a long time to heal. And she spoke her truth, how she felt she was treated growing up. Maybe she did go to the mom and ask the mom some fill in the blank questions about the situation between their, as far as their relationship.
Mhm.
But she has every right to feel the way she feel, and people heal when it's time for them to heal. It's no time for you to heal. As far as I'm concerned, it's not like, oh, you have to heal in 6 months, you have to heal in a year. It takes time, especially
Mm.
when when you had a traumatizing situation. So I understand where she's coming from. And that's all I gotta say. That's it.
Okay, Queen.
Yes, ma'am. We're all entitled to our opinions, and we have to be careful to understand that opinions and how we feel about something doesn't make it true. So that's really important to differentiate that thin line between how we feel about someone and how they express themselves. If it resonates in a certain way, gives negative feelings, that doesn't make it a lie. It just means we disagree or we don't necessarily accept their truth. And that's okay. You don't have to. But at the same time, you
Hmm.
don't have the entitlement to be abusive and rude and crass to someone's
Mm-hmm.
pet.
Hmm. I like to thank anybody of y'all gave in the cash app or whatever. I thank y'all for all y'all support. All right, who's next?
Yes.
Is
Is it me?
everybody spoke?
No,
Oh,
I guess I'm next.
okay.
I just want to say that, opinions are like belly buttons. We all have one, but they don't serve a purpose. The thing is that we have to stay focused on is what her feelings are. The only thing that serves a purpose, the only thing that's real are her feelings. I always say the way that we feel fear and pain will always be real, regardless of what situation we're in. So if she came out and said how she truly feels, that's what we need to respect. And even if she said, she shared that she don't care about having to feel, clearly she does.
Yeah.
What she's doing is, that's what we do as Black women. We just say, okay, we have to toughen back up and we have to be quote unquote strong. And that's what she's doing. She's being a strong Black woman. It's not fair, but that's what she has to do. That the fault falls on the dad. Of course, we don't ever hold them responsible, but the fault falls on him and he needs to be critiqued and he needs to be at fault because he's the dad, he's the parent. So
Hmm.
he needs to be the one to figure that out, not her. She needs to just go on and make him figure it out and come towards her and do
Yeah.
his due diligence as a parent. So, and with that being said, that's all I have to say. My heart bleeds for her because even after all of what my last my last thought and vision of my sperm donor is him being in a bed with my 12-year-old aunt, and at the time I was like 3 years old.
Oh
Even
God.
and then before my egg donor died, she wrapped that up and made sure that she destroyed any chance of me and him ever having dialogue. But the thing is this: there are times that I wish I could just pick up the phone and say, "What should I say to this guy? What should I tell him? What oh what does that look like in a relationship?" But I can't. But there are times that I wish I could. So that being said, even though we would never have a relationship, there are times that I wish I could do what some girls or some women do. Because at the end of the day, he still is my father. So I wanted to say that, and shame on Black people for dragging her, for doing something that's natural. And I'll leave it there.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
This is such a sensitive subject. It just touched my heart. It really does. I'm more saddened about the lack of compassion that our people have for this young lady. And then I'm not putting no judgment on Chris nor Nell. Nell, I'm just want to concentrate on Lexus, her childhood and how she's stuck there, y'all. She's
Right.
stuck. She's stuck in that thing right there. I just see her picturing her sitting on that porch waiting for her dad to show up, and he never shows up over and over and over. That's what I see. So anyway, okay, Miss Pinky, what's on your mind, young lady?
Yes, yes. Thank you, guys. You know what? I see that picture too. Her sitting on the
Yeah.
porch, waiting and waiting. everybody had some good lasting comments, and I agree with them all. But you know what? It doesn't. She can be 40 years old and just started telling her truth. So it's not when the people that reading or seeing her interview decide then that's not the right time, or she don't remember when she's 8 years old. That is pathetic. I think they're trying to cover up their own feelings. They refuse to see anything but Chris. We don't want to damage Chris. We don't want to damage Nell because they got money. They look good together. Y'all need to come off that stuff. I'm sorry, Black Titanic, because I'm on a roll here because and I don't care how anybody else may think, but I'm gonna tell it like I see it. Y'all need to come off that. Men are giving so many chances to be, no matter what, they can drag their thing up and down the streets. They can drag their thing in anybody's house, and no matter what age the girl is, the girl can be a teenager, and they can throw it all up in her. But then they still give him grace. We as women need to come off that bull. Y'all need to come off that bull. Talking about I don't believe her. What do she have to do to get y'all to believe her? Do she have to turn herself into a man so she can get the same grace men get? Come off that. Y'all need to stand together as women and stop looking at these men like men can't do wrong, men can't do this, and stop thinking like that. That's what's wrong with the world today. Y'all.
Girl, hold on. You got something going on with your speaker, young lady.
Okay, I'm sorry. You better tell me, because I tell you, I'm about to rip into him, but I'm gonna be good.
Okay, I want to read this. Where's that coming from? Y'all hear that?
Yeah, it's not coming from me. It's coming from somebody else. See, like
Miss Shirley said we have heard.
sometimes people need
Uh,
to.
hold on, Miss Shirley said we have heard part of the Fletcher story in their interview with Carlos. Yeah, they just left out the part of Chris being married when they met. We
Mhm.
watched them for hours and hours and hours. They never once said that Chris
Exactly.
was married to that woman. It only came
Exactly.
out when Lexus came. So now, is Lexus lying about that? And another thing they want to say, how did Lexus know? Well, if Chris got a son the same age as Lexus, that's common sense that they were pregnant at the same
Same
time.
time,
Mm-hmm.
right? Pregnant
Mm-hmm.
at the same time. So,
Mm-hmm.
Chris, that means you must be lying. I'm not saying you are, but in my book, that math ain't adding up. We need to go to a
Because
math.
they said they've been married for 29 or 30 years or something like that. And that would be around the same time she was pregnant with Chris Jr.
Right,
Yeah.
Because the mother said that
Mm-hmm.
the mother said she knew it was, if I remember correctly, the mother said she knew it was over when Nell got pregnant.
right.
Yeah.
And she even had a sit down with Nell, and Nell promised her she'll leave. She didn't know he was married, but she's gonna leave him alone. And
Exactly.
Nell, but
Mm-hmm.
then if you're gonna leave him
And
alone, how you gonna come up pregnant? So
right.
Ariane said that she didn't know that Martell was married, but did she leave him alone?
no, she didn't. Nell
Nope.
is just an older version of coleslaw. That's why she got these. That's why she gravitates to Martell all the time. That's
Well,
why she's
That's
still
it.
willing to. Martell can't do no wrong in her book. But Chris, let me get back to Chris right quick.
Hold on. That is your mic,
Well,
girl.
maybe everybody needs to mute so I can talk.
Yeah.
Because it
She
ain't my
on the road though, but that mic going singing
no, but
with her.
sometimes a person can talk, and if everybody I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm good.
but I was wondering why she always was up in Martell's face explaining why she was going to the name change party and questioning Mel in front of him and all her haters and stuff. That's why I kept saying that's not her friend. Now it's all making sense. The puzzle pieces are coming together. He's a side chick. It all makes sense.
Well, they were
You
saying that production was getting her to do that. I don't know.
uh.
Okay, let's see. I want to answer this. This right here should tell you she didn't ask her father to walk her down the aisle. That should tell you right there that the man ain't been close to her.
She didn't even
So you
invite
know
them. The mother
that right
did.
there answer your own question that he been an absent dad and he ain't been there for that girl. But she didn't want to. She didn't care whether at this point whether he walked her down the aisle or not. She let the man that took care of her and was a father to her walk her down the aisle. That right there, young lady, whoever you are, answer your question. That Chris wasn't there for her.
Right.
That's why she didn't ask.
And I wonder
we
how he felt sitting in the audience seeing another man walk his daughter down the aisle. I mean, he had to have felt something. She didn't even invite him. Her mother invited them.
Mm-hmm.
Shame on
Yeah.
him. But you know what? Whenever got fathers act like that, because that's not a daddy. When a father act like that towards his kids, it's usually because that wife is
And
standing to
that's
the
what
side
I
and
said
his ear.
too.
Did you? That's usually they're usually the catalyst to the
Yes.
triangulation. So that makes a lot of sense to me for that girl to be. And then if she's acting cold and distant with now, she has reasons to because she is
That's what I
like I said,
felt.
she's triangulating her and her dad. She that girl sees, and it's a lot going on behind the scenes. So it all makes sense. And what's her name? Nell is insecure about
Yes.
that the daughter and that wife. And that's how they roll. That's
That
how
is
they roll. Just
exactly
like
what I
Ariane is
felt
with,
as well.
just
That's
like
exactly
Ariane
what
is
I
with me,
felt.
huh?
I'm sorry. That's exactly what I felt too. Because when Lexi said she's never had any alone time with her father, all of what you just said spoke volume to me.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like the Orion situation, it's the ex-wives that they're threatened by. You threaten because you know how you got them. That's you know how you got them. And then at first, the ex-wives, they you can't even hold a candle to them. You
Yeah.
know
That first love. That's that first love, man.
that
That's
they're never
true.
touched. They
Yeah.
can never touch. So
Okay, you guys, I thank y'all for this wonderful panel. It's a little bit over 2 hours and the throat is raw. Okay, thanks, Queen. Y'all, I sure did enjoy y'all, and it sure was nice to have a mature point of view, about the situation, right? Alexis, I really want you to heal, less
Yes.
heal so your children can be happy. Them children know when their mother is not happy. So you
Absolutely.
do it for your children and yourself. That's what you do it for.
exactly.
All right,
Absolutely.
y'all. You got a lot of stuff going on. I'm finna say goodbye to who's lying. Who is this? The oldest son and Lexus is the same age. Okay, you're saying that she had that boy when yeah, we know that boy is the oldest son is what's her name?
I think they think you're talking about Lance, but we're talking about Nell being pregnant with Chris Jr. when he was married to Lexi's mom, not Lance, Chris Jr.
Yeah, she was still married to him. Yeah, she said she was still married when she got pregnant with Chris Jr. That's what she said. That's the
Yep.
lady. She knows more than we do, but about her relationship.
Well, I want to
Okay.
thank you for this panel, Miss Black Titanic. I was very much pleased to be on a with a group of people that had the very, I won't say exact, but we all had the meetings of the minds tonight.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
feel
Thank you. Thank you for being up on the panel as well.
I
Thank
feel
you,
you.
Yeah.
I
everybody.
enjoyed you ladies. And you guys,
And,
I loved the subject, and you all were so mature and so fun. I really
yeah,
enjoyed
it
it.
was nice.
You know
Likewise,
what?
I
We
love
are
you,
critical
ladies.
thinkers.
Yeah.
Love you, ladies, to pieces. And I am always around. You can get me on Facebook. That's the quickest way. If you ever
Okay.
need to talk behind the scenes, I'm always around. I work from home, so it doesn't have to be a formal, beautiful session like this. We can get
Mm-hmm.
on a video call, and if you need to chat, and just vent. So, sometimes we just
Mm-hmm.
need a soft place to fall where we
Hmm.
know that person can be trusted.
Yeah.
And I want to be that for my sisters because I'm a girl's girl.
Yeah.
And we have got to be nicer to each other. We've got to have more patience. And opinion is not always fact. So it's good to have mix up people's viewpoints and learn. You might learn something more about yourself if you listen to a different view.
Yes.
Just listen. Because a lot of Black women, we talk too much. We do.
There it is.
And sometimes you just need a sister friend to listen. Just listen. That's it. Don't say anything. Don't respond. Don't try to comfort me. Just let me download. And I'm
Yeah.
always here.
Thank you.
I
Thank
think all the millimeters are girls. I really do. I think we all are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm big time girl.
Okay, I'm getting ready to bound off, and I'm gonna say good night to everybody. And Pinky, that's something is really squeaking. That's you, Pinky.
I'm not even saying a word. And there's nobody in here.
That's you. Ain't no. Please tell your husband to check that out. Anyway,
Okay, I will.
anyway,
Say good
y'all.
night.
Anyway, I don't see nobody cash out super stickers or nothing. But if y'all gave me something, thank y'all. I don't see
Sanchez did
nothing.
a $10 super sticker. Thank you, Sanchez.
Oh, thank you, Sanchez. I still don't see it, but thank you.
Well, I got it for you. It's $10 super sticker.
Okay, and thank you, Queen. I'm gonna keep this email. All right, good night, everybody. I'm finna
Good
end it.
night. Good night, Miss
Bye.
Pinky. Good night,
Later.
Everybody.
Bye.
Good
Later,
night.
Love
y'all.
y'all.
Wait
Love
for
you.
Bye.
Be
me.
safe.
Thank
Take
Bye-bye.
care of
y'all.
yourself.
Everybody.
Thank
Bye.
y'all.